What would you do if your family demanded you sacrifice everything you'd built for someone who'd never lifted a finger? My name is Emma Carter, and I never imagined my own sister would try to dismantle my life over a wedding venue until she sat across from me at a family dinner, her voice thick with entitlement, and demanded I sell my house to bankroll her dream day. Greed can warp even the tightest bonds into something alien, and Sophia warped into a stranger I couldn't recognize. This is how it all unraveled, how I flipped her betrayal into my triumph, and how a twist I didn't see coming drove the final stake through her plans. It started on a brisk October evening, the kind where the wind carries a sharp edge and the trees glow amber under streetlights. Mom had transformed the dining room into a stage for big news. Heirloom china gleamed under candlelight, a tray of lasagna steamed in the center, the air heavy with garlic and a tension I couldn't yet name. Sophia sat opposite me, her manicured nails tapping an impatient beat on her wine glass, her designer blouse catching the flicker of flames. She tilted her head, flashing a smile that was all teeth, no warmth. "Emma, sweetie," she purred, her tone a practiced blend of charm and condescension. "My wedding has to be perfect. Ethan's family expects nothing less. I've found the spot. Rosewood Estate. Grand ballrooms, gardens like a painting, totally exclusive. Just $100,000. I froze, garlic bread crumbling in my grip, the absurdity slamming into me like a cold gust. $100,000? I choked out, voice cracking. For one day? She rolled her eyes, blonde curls bouncing with theatrical disdain, as if I'd missed some universal truth. Don't be so small-minded, Emma. It's a once-in-a-lifetime moment, my moment. Then the hammer dropped. So, I need you to sell your house. The words crashed like a brick through a window. My fork slipped, clattering against the plate with a jarring ring that sliced through the room. Silence swallowed us. Mom's hand hovered over the serving spoon. Dad's fork paused mid-bite, the faint hum of crickets beyond the glass faltering. "Excuse me?" I rasped, my throat tight, praying I'd misheard through the shock. "Sell your house," she repeated, slow and smug, leaning forward as if I were too dull to grasp it. "Rent something cheap, a little apartment. That old heap you live in is falling apart anyway, a total burden. This is your chance to pitch in for my big day, to be part of something extraordinary." I swung my gaze to our parents, my anchor through every storm, waiting for them to smother this insanity. Instead, Mom nodded, her face alight with eager agreement. "She's right, honey. That house is too much for a single woman, too many repairs." Dad jabbed at his lasagna, his fork scraping the plate, eyes glued to the tablecloth like it held salvation. My pulse roared, heat surging up my neck. "You want me to sell the home I've poured my soul into for your wedding?" Sophia leaned closer, her smirk a razor's edge. "Don't be selfish, Emma. You've always been jealous, me with Ethan, the ring, a real life, while you're stuck in that creaky dump playing handyman in your sad little bubble." That moment seared into me. My family would never change. They'd built their world around her whims, leaving me to scrape by in the shadows. But they didn't know the fire they'd just ignited. A divide etched in years. I'm 28, the steady one, the unseen rock they leaned on without a thought. Growing up, Sophia was the golden tempest, tearing through high school keg parties, flunking college courses like they were weekend hobbies, leaving a mess of debt our parents quietly cleaned up with sighs and checkbooks. I was the silent hustle, pulling midnight shifts at a diner with sticky floors and gruff truckers, tutoring rich kids by day with their designer backpacks and careless attitudes, clawing through business school on grit and black coffee. Mom would coo, "Sophia's just finding her path," her voice soft with indulgence, while Dad mused, "She's too creative for the grind," his tone proud. Me? I gotta, you're tough, Emma, and a shrug, left to forge my own road with no cushion. I didn't complain. I saved every penny, skipped concerts, wore coats from thrift bins, studied stocks by lamplight until my eyes burned, and at 26, I claimed my dream, a Victorian house in a historic district. It was rough, paint peeling like old scars, Stairs creaking with every step, a roof that leaked in heavy rain, but it was mine, a monument to every late shift and calloused hand. Weekends, I'd haul lumber in my rattling Toyota, watch carpentry videos on a cracked phone screen, refinish floors until my arms ached. One stormy Sunday, Sophia had breezed in, sipping a latte, her boots clicking on my unfinished hardwood. "You're wasting your life on this dump," she'd laughed, eyeing my sawdust-streaked shirt with a sneer. I grinned, brushing off my jeans. "It's my dump." She wove a different story. Dad's golf buddy handed her a marketing gig, no degree, just charm and a handshake. Then she snared Ethan Miller, real estate heir, and overnight she was cloaked in Prada, cruising in a leased BMW, her Instagram a polished lie of perfection. I'd seen her fragile once, at 20, crashing on my lumpy couch after a boyfriend ditched her, mascara streaking as she sobbed into my shoulder. "I want to be strong like you, Em." She'd hiccuped over chamomile tea I'd brewed in a chipped mug. I'd held her, whispering, "You can." That flicker of heart drowned when Ethan slid a diamond the size of a walnut onto her finger. She turned Bridezilla and aimed her claws at me. Her greed had roots. 2 years back, she'd begged $2,000 from my savings for a work crisis, a lie I unraveled when I spotted her flaunting a new Gucci bag days later, twirling it for her friends at a brunch I wasn't invited to. She never repaid. Mom waved it off. She stressed Emma, let it go. I'd swallowed the bitterness. But this demand at dinner? This was a line drawn in blood. "No," I said, my voice cutting through her smugness, shoving my chair back with a screech that echoed off the walls. "I'll help with your wedding, but I'm not selling my house." Sophia's face flushed crimson, her eyes blazing. "You selfish bitch," she spat, slamming her glass down so hard wine splashed across the tablecloth like a red wound. "You can't stand me having this, Ethan, the life, while you rot in that shack, pretending you're some big shot." Mom gasped, clutching her napkin. "Emma, don't upset her. She's under pressure." Dad muttered, "She's just excited, princess. Don't take it personal." I cut him off, rising tall, my shadow stretching across the table. "Excited? She's delusional. I've worked my hands raw for everything, Sophia. Maybe if you'd ever tried instead of leeching, you wouldn't need my scraps." She lunged across the table, knocking a candle over. Wax splattered, the flame flickering out in a puff of smoke. "You're jealous. Always have been," she screeched, her voice cracking with rage. Mom grabbed her arm, cooing, "Calm down, baby." Dad tried again, voice trembling. "Think about it, Em? Alone, maybe? Keep the peace." I whirled on him, incredulous, my voice sharp as a blade. "You want me in debt for her ego?" He shrank, shoulders slumping. "Ethan's family's big. This could help us all," he mumbled. That sealed it. They'd always propped her up, even if it meant grinding me down. I snatched my bag, forcing a tight smile. "Don't worry, Dad. I'll handle it." His face brightened, misreading my surrender. They didn't know I'd bought Rosewood Estate 3 months ago, or what I'd unleash. The trap springs. 3 months of silence, of plotting in the shadows. Then the day broke like thunder. From my office, I watched the security feed as Sophia's black SUV purred up to Rosewood Estate, my estate. Our parents trailed in their rattling sedan, then Ethan's family rolled in with sleek Jaguars, tires crunching gravel. Sophia stepped out, white coat pristine, radiating triumph, ready to dazzle her in-laws. She had no clue she'd walked into my web. Chloe, my event manager, greeted them in the marble foyer, her smile crisp. "Welcome to Rosewood Estate. We're thrilled to host you." Sophia preened, tossing her hair. "It's unreal. My wedding's going to be legendary, the event of the decade." Ethan's mother, pearls gleaming, scanned the chandeliers. "Stunning. The Carter name deserves this." Ethan's father nodded. "Top-tier choice." My cue. I descended the grand staircase, heels clicking like gunfire on marble, my navy blazer sharp against the glow. Sophia's grin faltered when she saw me, confusion flashing, then dread sinking in. "Emma, "What the hell are you doing here?" she squeaked. I smiled, cold and steady, offering a hand to Ethan's parents. "Welcome to Rosewood Estate. I'm Emma Carter, the owner." The air vanished. Mom gasped, clutching Dad's arm. Sophia's jaw dropped, her face twisting in panic. Ethan blinked, stunned. "You own this?" Ethan's father asked, intrigue lifting his voice. "Yes," I said, smooth as glass. "Bought it months ago through my firm." Sophia's screams shattered the silence. "You tricked me." She hurled her purse. It crashed against a pillar, spilling lipsticks across the floor. "You booked it," I said, tilting my head. "I let you." I pulled a folder, her venomous texts, emails branding me jealous trash, and handed it to Chloe. "We don't host hostile clients." "You can't." Sophia shrieked, stomping so hard her heel snapped, sending her stumbling. She grabbed a vase, smashing it, shards sprayed like jagged rain. "Everyone's expecting this." "No," I snapped, voice steel. "You wanted my house sold. This is my answer." Ethan's mother smirked. "Clever." His father chuckled. "Lesson learned, Sophia." Then the twist. Ethan stepped forward, face hard. "Sophia, it's over. I've doubted you, you're spending your lies. This proves it. We're done." Her wail shook the walls. "You can't dump me." She swung. He dodged. She crumpled, sobbing. "Ethan, please." His mother said, "Smart move, son." His father turned to me. "Gutsy, Emma. We like that." The dust settles. Sophia's meltdown was chaos, screaming, sobbing, flailing. She hurled a candlestick. It dented the wall with a clang. Mom rushed her, pleading, "Stop, baby." Dad stood frozen, muttering, "What a mess." Ethan's parents stayed cool. His father said, "She's a liability." His mother smiled at me. "Remarkable work here." Sophia glared through tears. "You're nothing." Ethan's father cut in, wrong. "Emma, let's talk business, expansion, investments." They filed out, her wails fading. Dad lingered, voice soft. "I should have backed you, Em." "Start now," I said. He nodded, regret in his eyes. Sophia booked a sterile glass ballroom, pricey, soulless. Ethan's exit spread fast. She cut me off, fine by me. Rising whole. Weeks later, the storm faded. Mom's guilt trips died when I hung up mid-rant. Dad showed up at my Victorian one dusk, toolbox in hand. "Heard your railings loose," he said, sheepish. We worked together, him hammering, me sanding, the quiet mending a rift. He paused, wiping sweat, and muttered, "You're tougher than me, Em." "Sorry I didn't see it." I handed him water, a truce in the silence. Rosewood soared, booked solid. Ethan's parents linked me with investors. I eyed a second property. Claire, Ethan's sister, booked her wedding. Rosewood's magic, Emma. I smirked. Sophia's rage lost her all, while Claire won with respect. Mom grumbled Sophia was crushed by a prenup, sulking on a budget. I didn't gloat, I thrived. One night, I sat in my Victorian, renovated, glowing, floors creaking underfoot. My Toyota purred outside. My phone buzzed with bookings. I poured wine, staring at a photo, me and Dad, tools in hand, no Sophia. Years of being unseen had forged me. Her betrayal scarred, but it woke me. Success was my win, standing firm, watching karma turn. I'd lost a sister, but gained myself unbroken, whole. Hey, if Emma's epic clapback and those wild twists lit you up, smash that subscribe button. More tales of betrayal, grit, and justice are coming your way. Drop your thoughts below. Have you ever been sidelined by family like this? Would you forgive Sophia, or let karma do its thing? Share your stories, join the crew, and let's keep the fire blazing. See you next time.